Question number 1. We need to decide what these 3 graphs are. I would strongly recommend you just learn the shapes of these 6 graphs down here. It will save you a lot of effort if these types of questions come up and you have to use up time working out which one's which. We can do a few things to help us if we forget, like looking at when x equals 0 and when x equals 90 or pi over 2. But as I said before, best thing to do is learn which one's which. This first graph is the sec x graph. So figure 1 is y equals sec x. Remember that means 1 over cos x. So sec and cos both start at 1 here and go to -1. But because it's the reciprocal of it, rather than getting smaller in this section here, like the cos graph does, it goes upwards and then downwards. And when it gets, that's terrible, when it gets to 0 for cos, it's at infinity for sec. Okay, so that's how you can recognise the first one. The second one kind of looks a bit like tan, so you'd be guessing that it's either this one, in the inverse tan graph, or the cot graph, and in this case it's the cot graph. As with the previous one, that's the 1 over tan graph, and you can recognise that one because when x equals 0, tan of 0 is 0, but here we're at infinity, and 1 over 0 is obviously infinity, so that's why that one's the cot graph. And the third one is the inverse sine graph, this one here. But as I said before, best thing to do is just learn which one's which.